House Republicans are vowing to crack down and investigate Twitter's role in suppressing a story about Hunter Biden's laptop. Former executives of Twitter got an earful as they testified on Wednesday. House Republicans accused them of keeping information about the laptop from the public. Tom Dempsey is live in Washington, D.C. as lawmakers plan more hearings. Good morning, Tom.
Hey, good morning, Mitch. Yeah, the chairman of the House Oversight Committee promised accountability with this hearing with former Twitter executives. And one of the biggest headlines to come out of it was those former Twitter executives admitting they made mistakes in the handling of that New York Post article in the lead up to the 2020 presidential election. But those former executives very much denied that there was any sort of conspiracy between Twitter and the federal government, as well as the FBI. This hearing featured 4 former Twitter employees, 3 of them former executives, as well as details of how the company blocked people from sharing a New York Post article in the lead up to the 2020 presidential election. That article described emails found on a laptop allegedly abandoned by Hunter Biden, dealing with his overseas business dealings and connections to then Vice President Joe Biden. On Wednesday, the executives spoke about hearing from the FBI about how the agency thought the story could be part of a Russian hacking or leak operation, despite Twitter staff saying no evidence supported that claim. The hearing also brought up the Twitter files and how Twitter CEO Elon Musk worked with a few journalists to release information about the company dating back to before he took over, including about how the company handled the New York Post article. Take a listen to some of the more notable moments during the hearing.
It isn't obvious what the right response is to a suspected but not confirmed cyber attack by another government on a presidential election. I believe Twitter erred in this case because we wanted to avoid repeating the mistakes of 2016.
Thank God for Matt Taibbi. Thank God for Elon Musk for allowing to show us in the world that Twitter was basically a subsidiary of the FBI.
We could be talking about health care. We could be talking about bringing down the cost of prescription drugs. We could be talking about abortion rights, civil rights, voting rights. But instead, we're talking about Hunter Biden's half-fake laptop story.
The president's team also commented on the hearing yesterday, calling this House investigation by Republicans, quote, a bizarre political stunt.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.